So today we are going to be crocheting this beautiful heart, and if you want to do an edging like that, it's optional. If you don't want, it's okay. You're going to need 2 colors of yarn if you intend to do the edging. If not, you are going to need just 1 color of yarn. I'm using Yeye. It is a lightweight yarn and I will be doubling my strands. Then I'll be using a measuring tape, 2 hook sizes. It's totally optional. I just love to go a little bit higher when I'm doing my brim, and then you need a pair of scissors. So I'm going to take 1 strand of yarn from the center and then 1 on the side, so that I'll be working my 2 strands from the same ball of yarn at once. So we are going to start by making a slip knot, just like that. Then you go ahead and chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You slip stitch into the very first stitch right there. Make a slip stitch, and that is going to act as our magic ring. So we are going to chain 2, and this chain 2 doesn't count as a stitch. So now you go ahead and into the magic circle you're going to put 10 double crochet stitches. So that's 2, 3, 4, and I'll be back when I have 10. Now we are just going to ignore the chain 2 we did at the beginning and go into our very first double crochet stitch and make a slip stitch. You can pull that tail to close the magic circle well, and then you go ahead and chain 2 again. That chain 2 doesn't count as a stitch, so into that very same stitch you're going to place a double crochet, another double crochet. Into the next stitch you're going to place 2 double crochet stitches. Into the next stitch you're going to place 2 double crochet stitches, and into every stitch you're going to place 2 double crochet stitches till we get back to our starting point. Now that we are back at our starting point, just ignore the chain 2 we did at the beginning of this round, and then you go straight into our very first double crochet stitch. That is where we are going to make a slip stitch. So the chain 2 is just acting as a filler stitch. So just go ahead and make your slip stitch. Then we are going to chain 2, and remember our chain 2 doesn't count as a stitch. So in that same stitch we are going to place our first double crochet stitch. Then we're going to do an increase in the next stitch by placing 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch. In the third stitch, 1 double crochet stitch. In the fourth stitch, 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch. And that is a pattern we are going to be doing for this round 3, increasing into every second stitch till we get back to our starting point. So normally, because we started with a non-increase, we are going to end with an increase by placing 2 double crochet stitches into the last stitch, and then we'll slip stitch at the top of the first double crochet stitch to close off the round. And then we'll go ahead and chain 2 again. In that same stitch we are going to place a double crochet stitch. Into the second stitch we are going to place a double crochet stitch, and our increase is in the third stitch where we are going to place 2 double crochet stitches. Repeat the same thing, 1 double crochet stitch, 1 double crochet stitch, and then an increase into the third stitch by placing 2 double crochet stitches. We are going to repeat that all round till we come back to our starting point. So we just need to slip stitch. We are already at the end of our round to close off, and then we'll go ahead and chain 2, and in that same stitch we are going to place our first double crochet stitch, 1 double crochet into the next stitch, 1 double crochet into the 3rd stitch, and our increase is in the 4th stitch. So we're going to place 2 double crochet stitches, and then we are going to repeat this pattern by placing 1 double crochet stitch into the next 3 stitches, and then into the 4th stitch we are going to place 2 double crochet stitches. So we are just going to repeat this pattern all around till we come back to our starting point. Now that we are back at our starting point, we are just going to slip stitch and close off our round. Then go ahead and chain 2. In that same stitch we are going to place our first double crochet, and then we do a double crochet in the 2nd stitch, double crochet in the 3rd stitch, double crochet in the 4th stitch, and our increase is in the 5th stitch. We are going to place 2 double crochet stitches. Then in the next 4 stitches we are just going to place 1 double crochet each into every stitch till we get to our 5th stitch, where we do an increase by placing 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch, and that is a pattern we are going to repeat all around till we come back to our starting point. Okay, now that we've gone round and we are back at our starting point, we are just going to slip stitch into the very first double crochet stitch. We chain 2, we place a double crochet, a double crochet into the next stitch, into the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and into the 6th stitch. That's where we are going to do an increase by placing 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch. So this is a pattern. We are just going to place 1 double crochet into the next 5 stitches, and into the 6th stitch we are going to do an increase. Do that and I'll meet you at the end. So now you know the formula. You can do more rounds of increase. For an adult size hat, the crown is typically 6.5 inches to 7 inches. So I'm just going to do more rows off camera, and then I'm going to come back for us to continue. So here is my crown. Everything looks pretty neat and good. So let's continue. So as you can see, I have almost 7 inches. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds. Yours can vary. It will depend on the crochet hook you are using and the size of the yarn. So now we are going to chain 3. We are starting the middle part, which is a mesh part of our cap. So we'll do 3. We are going to skip 1 stitch, and into the next stitch we are going to place a double crochet stitch, chain 1. Into the next stitch you are going to place, you skip 1 stitch, and into the next stitch you place a double crochet stitch, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, into the next stitch you place a double crochet stitch, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, and into the next stitch you're going to place a double crochet stitch. You're going to repeat that all around till we come back to our starting point. So we have gone all around. We are just going to chain 1, and then we'll make a slip stitch into the chain 3 we did at the beginning. You go into the 2nd stitch and you make your slip stitch. Then you go ahead and chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you're going directly on top of our previous double crochet stitch. You place another stitch, you chain 1, you go into the next stitch with a double crochet stitch, chain 1, go into the next stitch with a double crochet stitch, and you're just going to repeat this pattern all around till you come back to your starting point. So this is how the mesh will look like. You repeat till you come back to our starting point. Okay, now that we have gone all around, you just chain 1, you make a slip stitch into the second stitch of the chain 3 at the beginning. Then we are going to chain 1, 2, 3, and then we are going to repeat the same thing. We are going into the double crochet stitches. You chain 1, you go into the next double crochet stitch, chain 1, go into the next double crochet stitch. So we are just going to repeat that till we have a good number of rows. So I ended up doing 8 rows, and at this point, before doing my brim, I always like my hat to be around 6.5 to 7 inches, laying flat like that. So let me measure. Yeah, I have almost 7 inches. I'm not going to add any row. I'm just going to do the last step and then start with my ruffles. So what I'm going to do is to chain 1. In that same stitch, I'm going to go with a single crochet stitch. Then into that crochet space, I'm going to go in with a single crochet stitch. Into the stitch itself, I'll go in with a single crochet stitch. In the space, I'll go in with a single crochet stitch. So I'm placing a single crochet stitch in both the space and the stitches. And I'm going to repeat that all around till I come back to my starting point so that I can begin with my ruffles. I am back at my starting point. I'm just going to make a slip stitch to close off that round, and I'll go ahead and chain 3. And in that same stitch, I'm going to place 2 more double crochet stitches. Okay, so this is a point where I switch my hook size to a bigger size since I'm doing the ruffles. I was using a 4.5 for the hat. Now I'm going to switch and use my 5mm hook. I forgot to switch, but anytime from now, I am going to do that. So for our first round of ruffles, we are placing 3 double crochet into every stitch, and that is what we are going to repeat all round till we come back to our starting point. So I remember to switch my hook, and now I'm doing 3 double crochet stitches into every stitch. So this is how my first round of ruffles is looking like. I'm just going to slip stitch into the chain 3 we did at the beginning of the round, and then go ahead and chain 3 again, and in that same stitch I'm going to place another double crochet. Into the next stitch I'm going to place 2 double crochet stitches, and into every other stitch we are going to, and into all the stitches we are going to place 2 double crochet stitch till we get back to our starting point. When we reach our starting point, we are going to slip stitch again, and then for our third round of ruffles, we are just going to place 1 double crochet into every stitch. So this is 3 rows of ruffles. First round is 3 double crochet into every stitch. Second round is 2 double crochet into every stitch, and the last round is 1 double crochet into every stitch. If you don't want to do a brim, this is where it ends. But for me, I want a brim. I decided not to use the white. I wanted something that is going to pop more, so I went for green. So you're just going to reattach your yarn like this. You're going to chain to secure, then go ahead and chain 1. In that same stitch, you're going to place a single crochet stitch. Yeah, into the next stitch you're going to place a single crochet stitch, and we are working over the tail of our yarn. So into every stitch you're going to place a single crochet stitch till we get back to our starting point. Oh my gosh, look at that. I love the way this green pops against this brown. So we're just going to slip stitch to close off our round. We chain 1, cut off our yarn, fasten off, and then you can use a darning needle to hide your tail. Please give this video a like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. It's not going to cost you anything. Please promote me so that it's going to encourage me to do more videos. Liking, comment, sharing is going to help a lot. My bow looks so cute in this.